This is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. In today's 101.5 lesson, we are going to have one more quick lesson using our pens for now. We'll revisit it later, but for right now, this is the last one for a bit. And this one concentrates on using curved designs. I don't know what else to call them. Curved designs. So there's a circle we're going to do and an oval we're going to do. And I hope that it's something that will make you excited to use this. It's perfect for your titles or your journal box, or, you know, just dressing up, even making a mat for a special photo. You could do this way. So let's check out my website. I keep saying that. Let's check out my desktop and we'll get started. All right, so we're going to work with some pens again today, and I hope this is something that you are enjoying. I think it's fun to experiment, and scrapbooking can mean all kinds of different things to different people, so I'm hoping that this will reach out to some of you who maybe haven't been as inclined to get excited about some of the other stuff we've been doing. But you know, you can incorporate all of these things, and I think it's good to try something new now and then. So if you haven't ever done this before, grab your pens. I know you have some, and just get them out and see what kind of variety you have. If you have every color, great. If you don't, then just get out what you've got, and let's play. Let's play with it. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do today is we are going to take our guillotine trimmer, which I promised you I was going to use a little bit more. And today we're going to trim a couple of long pieces to use we're going to use this one to draw on. And I'm going to use one of these to create, and my trimmer's upside down, sorry, to create a couple of things that will help us in this venture. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a couple of strips. They're going to be roughly a ½ inch wide. It's not requisite that they be exactly a ½ inch wide. If you have strips that are left over from something, then use those. Unless you want to keep them for a project, because you won't be able to reuse them after we've done what we're going to do to them. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 strips. That's plenty. All right, so we're going to use these strips, and we're going to use our repositionable adhesive because we want to be able to take them off when we're done. We're going to take our what is this? This is a 5.5 by 5.5 inch square. And this is going to be, what we're going to make is going to be perfect for using in a, like for a focal point on a page. If you want a title, or if you want a journal box, this would be perfect for that. All right, we're just going to start placing these on here, and we're going to crisscross them. They don't have to be perfect. It's better if it's not. Just kind of crisscross them over and amongst each other. And actually, that might be too many. Let me take a look here. I think actually we might want to only do 4. Let's just do 4, and I'm going to take this one and adjust it just a little bit so that there's a little more space. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect, but I don't want a gigantic space between two of them and then no space between others. Okay, so I know that that's hard to see because it's white on white. Let me refocus this so you can see a little bit better how I put those on there. Okay, so they're just overlapped in the center. Don't let the center bother you. The center's not important for this. It's more the points out on the edge, making sure they're spread out, but not, they don't have to be exact. All right, so we're refocusing. All right, now we're going to come back in here with a green. Actually, let me, again, this is a design that I am borrowing from an artist, and it just looked so fun. So I'm hoping that it's something that you're okay with. There is nothing to say that I'm doing it exactly like she is, but her name will be in the description so you can find it if you're curious about who this is. All right, so I'm just going to take my pen. I'm going to use the journal end of it, so the thinner end, and I am just going to go around and I'm going to draw a circle. Doesn't need to be a perfect circle. In fact, it's kind of better if it's not a perfect circle. Okay, so we're going to have our not very perfect circle. That's not very solid there, is it? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, sorry, I have something underneath my fingernail. Just got my nails done this morning, so it's there we go. Now we're going to take a darker green, and actually I think I'm going to, well, I'll just use that same green, but I'm going to use the fatter end, and I'm going to come back in here and just draw in some leaves. Okay, we're going to draw them in like they're growing from those lines that we drew. So sometimes it's good to leave a little bit of space in between your lines as you draw them, so that you have a place to go ahead and add your leaves. They don't have to be like super tiny. They can be big leaves, they can be little leaves, they can be right next to each other, or maybe not so much. And if you're having trouble, turn your paper. Give yourself a better vantage point for what you're trying to do. It's a good idea to keep your leaves going the same direction all the way around. So keep that in mind. Okay, so there are my leaves. Now I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to take my strips of paper off. So this one was next. And then this one. Then this one. Okay. Those you can toss. And then go ahead and rub the adhesive that's still stuck on your paper off. We love our repositionable adhesive. Right? Whoa, hello. All right, let me just brush all that to the side, get that off. All right, now we are going to come back in here and add some flowers. So we're going to just make some dot flowers just like we've been making thus far. And we're going to make our dot flowers in the areas where there's the void between the branches. I don't know if you noticed, but this one right here, my strip was too short, and so I have branches that go all the way through. But I'm drawing my flower there anyway over the branches. It's fine. Okay, so there's one. Let's do another one that is also in the blue family. I'll kind of put him near the other blue one. Okay, and maybe we'll add a pink just to give it a little bit of something else, right? A different color family. All these flowers, I've noticed that if I'm not paying close attention, my dots can go in the way off course. So just, you know, take your time. They don't have to be perfect, of course, but if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, for sure, your flowers get a little flat. So just a heads up. All right, so now we're going to grab the yellow and we're going to just add our little dots in the middle of the flowers. You could, I suppose, add your dots in the middle of the flowers and then add your dots around, but I like it better to add the dots after I have made the flowers. Whatever order you prefer would be just fine. Now, because I added the pink flower and we've got blue flower, we've got two blue flowers and one pink, I'm also going to come back in here and just add a little bit of pink in, just with some dots in between. And that's just going to help balance the color a little bit throughout. Okay, just like that. Brings in that pretty pink. All right, so then you could use that as a journal box, or you could use that for a photo even. If you penciled in, you know, the right size circle that you want it to be, and then drew your lines around that to make sure it was big enough, you could definitely make that into like a frame to highlight a photo, or a phrase you can make it a little smaller than this, and because this is kind of big, 5.5 by 5.5, or yeah, 5.5 by 5.5 is a pretty big journal box, but it would be perfect for a photo. So just something to think about. Now let me see what the other one was that I was going to show you. Give me just a second here. Oh, we were going to just do some ovals. So I'm just going to grab my black pen. We haven't used our black pen very much. Let's try that. And we're just going to try making an oval. All right. Now, admittedly, my black pen has been used a bit, so it's not the best as far as being dark. Let's try maybe the brown and see if it works better. Maybe it's just the type of the tip of this pen. Maybe the tip, oh, look, the brown works good. So I think maybe we just need to keep in mind that it's better with a newer pen. This one has seen its day. All right, so we're going to go back in again with the green, and we're going to just make some leaves on this, and we're going to use the, let's see, I'm going to use the fat side of this, and we're just going to go back in and make some leaves. And the leaves are going to go and follow the same direction. You want to have an odd number of leaves, so there's 7. I think maybe I need one more here. We'll do 2 more so that there's 9. All right, then we're going to come up here onto the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll add one up here, 9. All right, so the same number of leaves. And then we're going to come back in and just do some quick little flowers. And you can do these using whatever makes you happy. I think I put my blue metallic pen in the wrong box. Here we go. We'll just use this. Okay, so I'm just going to make some very quick dot flowers. And you want to kind of make them on every other side. So don't make them all on the same side of your vines. You want to alternate sides. Okay, so there's a blue, we'll do a purple just for fun. I don't want the fat end, I want the skinny end, which is not skinny, that's what I want. So these are true dot flowers. All right, that's a good example of I wasn't paying close enough attention and my flower got out of control and kind of went awry. So don't follow that example. Okay, and we're going to just come back in with some yellow centers to our flowers. Make sure you wait until the ink is dry before you come back in with the yellow center, or you're going to turn your yellow marker into a multicolored marker, and you don't want that. I probably should have said that long before now, sorry. Alright, so just like that. So wouldn't that be a nice, like maybe a card for seating or something like that? You could use that, a smaller version of course, but on like a place card for dinner, or on a hey, I've been thinking about you kind of card. It's very simple and it comes together really quick, but it would be a very nice focal point for the front of your card. And or even a title on your page if you maybe made it thinner, if you didn't have a lot to say in the title for your page. You know, just some ideas. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to, I think, maybe take a minute, and I will look for some other ideas, and we'll revisit our pens again in the future. But I hope this has been enjoyable for you, and I hope that it's something that you'll use. I've had fun learning and experimenting with you. So thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. Make it a great day.